Good day everyone. So today we're going to impart knowledge about climate change mitigation and adaptation. So first is, what is climate change? So climate change is a pressing global challenge requiring a multifaceted approach. So there are two primary strategies for addressing this issue. These are mitigation and adaptation. So mitigation is focuses on reducing greenhouse gas emissions to limit the extent of climate change, while adaptation involves adjusting to the impacts of climate change that are already occurring or expected to occur in the future.
Climate change mitigation is the action of reducing the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere to limit climate change. The goal of climate change mitigation is to reduce anthropogenic emissions to net zero to limit global warming. Transitioning to renewable energy sources. Replacing fossil fuels with clean energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower reduce carbon emissions significantly. This involves investing in renewable energy infrastructure, promoting energy efficiency, and phasing out coal-fired power plants. Improving energy efficiency, reducing energy consumption through better insulation, more efficient appliances, and smart means lower greenhouse gas emissions. To reduce energy efficiency is to divide your total energy usage in kilowatt hours by your home's actual square footage. Carbon capture and storage. CCS technology capture carbon dioxide emission from industrial processes and power plants and store them underground or in other secure locations. While still under development, CCS holds potential for mitigating emission from hard-to-abate sustainable land management, protecting and restoring forests, which act as carbon skills, is crucial for mitigating climate change. Sustainable agriculture practices such as agroforestry and reduced tillage can also help sequester carbon in the soil. International cooperation. Global agreements like the Paris Agreement aim to coordinate international effort to reduce emissions and promote climate action. It provides the framework for countries to pool their resources, share technologies, and coordinate efforts on a global scale.
Climate change adaptation. Adaptation focuses on reducing the negative impacts from climate change that are already occurring and those that are expected in the future. This involves adjusting to the climate change by building resilience in infrastructure, investing defense, seawalls, and other infrastructure improvements can protect communities from the impacts of rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and other climate-related hazards. Number 2. Developing drought-resistant crops and water managing strategies. Adapting agricultural practices to cope with changing rainfall patterns and water scarcity is essential to ensuring food security. Number 3. Improving early warning systems. Effective early warning system for extreme weather events can help communities prepare for a response to natural disasters, reducing the loss of life and property damage. Number 4. Promoting sustainable urban planning. Designing cities to be resilient to climate change, such as incorporating green spaces, permeable pavements to manage stormwater runoff is crucial for adapting to urban heat islands and flooding.
Mitigation and adaptation are complementary strategies that must work together to effectively address climate change. While mitigation aims to reduce the severity of climate change, adaptation is necessary to manage the impact that are already occurring and those inevitable. So, the mitigation buys time for adaptation. Reducing greenhouse gas emission provides time for communities to adapt to to the changes already occurring. So, adaptation is not a substitute for mitigation. Adaptation is not a substitute for mitigation. Adaptation alone cannot solve the problem of climate change. So, we must also reduce emissions to limit the extent of future warming. So, both strategies are essential for a sustainable future. A comprehensive approach that combines both mitigation and adaptation is necessary to create a more resilient and sustainable futures.